Hello. So I'm back in the shop, one of the shops that stocks my stuff, and I've brought my sketchbook because it's always a good place. If you know, you know. If you've watched before, you'll know. It's always a good place to do sketching. There's a cafe outside. But you might have noticed that I've got a new pencil case. I got influenced, guys. I got influenced by your newsletter. And I saw I saw these on a website. I bought this. This isn't a gift. And I thought that looks amazing. I thought I could maybe store a little A6 sketchbook in there. It's got 2 zips, it opens up like a book. Is it the answer to all my problems? No, because the more you put in, the less easily it fastens. So this is about as much as I can put in there, plus this pen. But I like that it can hold my watercolour palette. That's really nice because often that gets left behind. So if I be a bit more discerning, if I can try and be a bit more discerning about all of the materials that I take out, and to be fair, I've said this before, I tend to just pick one material, it's usually that one, to draw with, and I'll stick to that all day. But if I can be a bit more discerning, maybe have no more than this, well, I definitely can't have any more than this. I think this could be good because it organises everything. One thing that its saving grace is that it does organise. Even if I did think it would be the TARDIS that could fit my whole studio in it, which obviously it can't. You know when you've got an idea in your head about all the magical things that a new piece of equipment will do and it will solve all of your problems. I kind of was hoping I would fit so much more than my current pencil cases, which isn't the case. But like I say, it's got my watercolour palette in there. So this is just like a little, if you've never seen one before, I'm sure you have. It's just a little, this is one my sister gave me. Winsor & Newton is the brand I've got, but you can get them in all sorts. And it's just a little watercolour palette. And I've got some water brushes in there, which are basically brush pens that you fill with water. So you don't even need to take any water if you want to do watercolours. So I've got two of those. I've got this, and I've got a spray. That's to spritz pages, but to be honest, I don't really use that. I'll use that as a water reservoir to fill up my water brushes. But it's got the space for those, which I normally leave behind. So it might be good for like a travel set if I'm going away, because I don't actually do big, complex sketchbook work. I just normally use one piece of material. Anyway, so I thought I'd show you that. It might be good for travelling actually, because there's a little pouch here that I can put like tickets and stuff in. Not that I can afford to travel by public transport. But yes, so that's that. I also got a fountain pen to draw with, because the other month actually, God, time flies so quickly, I was drawing in pen in my sketchbook. I wanted to try a fountain pen. I saw on a YouTube video somewhere, I don't know who it was, maybe Tiny Little Egg, she was drawing with someone, and they used the fountain pen and then they used their water brushes, the ones that I showed you in here, to add a little bit of like water, to add water to the ink, and it makes like a little watercolour effect. So I did that the other day. What I've done since, I think I showed you this earlier in the video, what I've done since is just I've reapplied the line work after, because I did the line work, then I smudged it all with ink, so it kind of blended in a bit, give a bit of tonal work to this and the shadows. And then once it had fully dried, I've gone over again in the outline colour. I kind of like that as a sketchbook option. So I'm having fun playing with that at the moment. Will I carry on? Who knows? There's some more. I just kind of like the effect. Sometimes I find pen work a bit limiting because I'm not very good at this cross-hatch shading. I mean, the only way to get better is to do it, right? But I kind of like, that's why I kind of like working in pencil. So I normally work in coloured pencil. If you've watched me before, you'll know. I choose coloured pencil over graphite because it doesn't smudge as much, and I just like using it. So these are my current favourites. These are the Caran d'Ache Luminance in dark indigo. So that's my current favourite. And what I like about these is that when you can get a load of tonal work in there, so you can shade it and then you can go hard with hard lines. So using fountain pen like watercolour kind of gives you that fluidity, but then it's got that pen work feel. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but yes, I've done that. That's what I've done. I've done that. So I'm gonna carry on in that vein. Pardon me, that was a hiccup. Carry on in that vein and try and draw some of the people out there. I need new glasses though. For some reason, the coating on these glasses has started to degrade and it's got like a million scratches. And whenever I look out into the light, it's just like, looks like I'm looking through a kaleidoscope. So I don't know if I can get the detail that I want, but maybe that's a good thing. Focusing too much on detail can often be my downfall. and that's when I don't want to do it anymore. Things look too detailed. So I might just try and do a little bit of sketching while I'm here. I need to definitely fill a few more pages up. I don't need to, but I like drawing, and every month over on my Patreon I share my sketchbook, my observational sketches from the previous month, and to be honest, I've got like 5 pages. It's going to be a very small very small sketchbook tour if I don't actually do any more. So as I'm working and as it's quiet, I'm going to take the opportunity and get sketching. I was just drawing this woman and I was going to try and draw the scene, but this woman kept standing right in front of it, so I drew her in. I don't care that she's overlapped a little bit, that's fine. I kind of like how it turned out actually. So I'm trying to wait for this layer to dry, so I've just added the water brush over there and just smudged it a little bit, and when that's fully dry I can go back over it in pen, and then all of these kind of slightly softer lines on the outlines will be sharp again. And I might add a little bit of detail like the paving slabs or something, but I'm not going to go too wild. Morning everyone, it's another day and I'm back at home. So the other day, I think I started the video with this actually. The other day at the woods, I collected a bunch of conkers or horse chestnuts because I found a recipe online for making my own laundry detergent. And if, you know, nature can provide something for free, why not do it? So I'm going to try and do that today. Today's going to be a bit of like a life admin day, so I've been making some appointments, things that I've been meaning to do for ages. I've already ordered the collaboration image that me and my sister worked on, so I'll reveal some of that later on in the video. And part of today's life admin is going to be doing something with these conkers and doing something with the quinces that I found at the allotment. So these are my quinces. They're not from my allotment. They were growing on the hedge between someone else's allotment and the path. And I actually got talking to the person who grew them. They smell really nice now. So yeah, when I was admiring them on the hedge, the person who owned the allotment, the couple who owned it, stuck their head out and they were like, oh, do you want some? Because we don't use them, we don't know what to do. And I'm like, are they quinces? And they are. They're a little bit furry. I don't know if you can see that. And they look like a mix between a pear and an apple. And so I looked it up, the quinces. You can make quince jam. In the UK, you can't eat them off the tree because they make your mouth pucker. They don't have enough heat to make them delicious and sweet. But you can make them into things. And finally, they've started to smell floral. Well, I think I had them a bit too underripe. So they're just about ready, I think. I can kind of, the smell that they give you, I can kind of see why. So apparently when I was looking into what to do with these, you know, what were they, how do I use them? Apparently people used to use them to make marmalades before oranges were readily available. And I can see why. They smell very citrusy, actually. A kind of nice, like I'd imagine the flower of a lemon to smell. I've never smelled the flower of a lemon. But yeah. Anyway, first on the list is these conkers. I need to chop them up, mash them up, then put them in the dehydrator. And then I'll wash everything down, because you can't eat conkers. You don't want any of it to be in contact with food stuff. So I'll wipe everything down, and then I'll start on that quince jam. I think that's the plan anyway. But it's one of those days. We'll just see where the day takes us. I'd like to go out and do some... Maybe I'll chop some of these up. We'll go to the coffee shop because I'd like to go and do some more sketching. I've just made a coffee. I'll have this coffee and then we'll go out. I need to go out anyway to go and pick up a prescription, so might as well try and double up on the trip. Finally, I'm back in my studio. I feel like this week has been one of the busiest weeks that I've had, and that's probably why I haven't filmed quite a lot of it. So I've had a good few shifts. I've been visiting family, doing a bit of work. Also, one thing that I wanted to catch you up on was this collaboration that I've done with my sister. If you don't know, by the way, my sister is called Deborah Woodthorpe. She is an artist / illustrator. She does a lot of collage work and she does big canvases and she also does small illustrations. She does quite a lot. And I don't know why we've never done it before, but we've decided to work together on a project and it's upcoming for Christmas. I finally ordered it, so let me show you what we did. So it's this delicious beauty, obviously without the watermarks. We decided to make a Christmas card and together we worked on a collage image. So we made this together. I did a bit of line work around the outside of the bird as per my normal style, but we didn't really want it to look too cartoony and too illustratory. We wanted to make a nice kind of classy Christmas card. So that is with the printers right now. I can't wait till it arrives. And mostly it's going to be in my in-person shops, but I might put a few on the website if any of you guys in the UK want to buy it, because, let me just turn you around, because unfortunately, due to politics making everything confusing for people who aren't, financial hoops you've got to jump through, admin hoops you've got to jump through, just make it really unsustainable for me to unfortunately post outside of my own country, which is a sad state of affairs. Bring back the 90s and early 2000s, that's what I say. Anyway, 'tis what it is. So sorry about that, but yes, I was just going to sell them at some Christmas markets that I've got coming up. Oh, that reminds me, I need to apply for a Christmas market. Hopefully I haven't missed the deadline. I missed the deadline last time as well. I'll do that now before I forget. So putting it on the website actually does give you guys more chance of getting your hands on it, but I do appreciate that it's not great for people who aren't in the UK. But if you are outside of the UK, thank you so much for your support by watching these videos anyway. If you want to support me and get some more content from me, even if it's not physical content, you can get virtual content from me over on Patreon as well. So if you sign up on a Patreon on any tier, and my tier start at £1, you can get involved in live Zooms with me where we practice drawing together and all sorts of other things. Go and have a look on there. I've recently reconfigured my whole page, so go and have a look, see what you think. It's patreon.com/Emma Woodthorpe. That's me, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Obviously, no obligation. That's completely fine. So before I forget about applying for that Christmas market, I'm going to go now and I'm going to go and do that, then edit this video so you can actually get to watch it at some point in the next few days. So until the next video, bye. Luckily, I didn't miss the deadline. Deadline is the 12th of October. So just an update for you guys who watch right to the end of the video.